Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got another video in our Best Weapons of Modern Warfare series. Season 2's latest update yesterday has given us a bit of weapon balancing. I told you this was coming in this video here. Expect a AK class setup in the very near future while we get that tested out, see if it's any good or not. You'll probably end up seeing like, this AK47 class is overpowered now after buff in Modern Warfare. We have of course got some interesting weapon changes to the AK47 and the 357 snake shot, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at with this class. In short, the changes are as follows. Increased close and medium range damage for the AK 5.45 times 39mm 30 round magazines. And a bug was fixed where the Akimbo snake shot 357s didn't register damage when both guns were fired on the same frame. I always love to see these weapon balancing in this patches, man. Like, it just helps keep the game so fresh, always having something new to test out and just sort of wreck shop with. Some of these weapons that they update are very, very powerful, and this one is no exception. So I've got you covered with the best class setup for the newly buffed AK-47, which, like I said before, is a very powerful weapon in this game. It does loads of damage at range. But just before we do get into our class setup here, let's try and get this video to 7 likes. The support for the videos has been absolutely massive recently, so mad props to you guys for supporting me and all of my videos. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss any more of my videos. If everybody who was subscribed got 2 friends to subscribe, we'd be ridiculously close to 1,000 subscribers, which would just be unreal. So let's talk about this best class setup for the buffed AK-47. Okay, so I did mention this already, but we are using the 545 by 39mm 30 round magazines for the AK-47, which increases the fire rate by a significant amount. And I think it also reduces our recoil while being less damaging and effective at range. But with the recent buff, this feels like it's a really strong attachment now. I've used this before, and it just felt like a faster firing, less damaging AK. But the fire rate for the AK feels unbelievable now. It reminds me a lot of the AK-74U from like Black Ops. It's more of an SMG sort of style. It is really, really strong. This gun definitely isn't one of the best guns in the game anymore, but with this class, I feel like we're definitely heading in the right direction with the AK-47. It feels like we can do loads of work in those up close and medium range fights now. It's hard to say exactly how much of a buff this is without like sort of the exact numbers in front of me, but from my testing, this does actually feel really, really nice. So let's talk about our class. So starting with our sidearm perks and grenade choices here, we'll go over them quite quickly because they are the same for pretty much most of my classes. Our sidearm is the newly fixed 357 snake shot revolver. When firing both weapons on the same frame, the damage didn't apparently register, so this gun feels way more powerful now. We have of course got this set up like this with the long barrel, the 5mm laser, the lightweight trigger, the snake shot, and the Akimbo perk. Really powerful to just have 2 pocket shotguns running around. It's really, really cool. I love it. Perk 1 is EOD because I hate dying to explosives in this game, and kill chain is another good option here. You just want to get those kill streaks into other kill streaks. It feels really, really nice. But EOD and kill chain are both good options. Perk 2 is of course restock here. We've got that recharge time with the equipment. You want to get those stim shots and those bouncing betties back as often as you can. Ghost's also sort of a good option here. It keeps you off those UAVs, but I feel like restock is just a better option. Just to you get a new stim shot every like 25 seconds or so. It's pretty good. And lastly, we do have in the perk 3 slot, we've got shrapnel, which gives you an extra piece of lethal equipment and explosive damage delays enemy health regeneration. Basically, you chuck a couple of betties down, you cover your stairs on both sides, and then you sort of can't have anybody break into the area. It's pretty powerful, and sort of you need this to sort of play with those bouncing betties effectively, and then of course the tactical and the lethal are the betty and the stim shot. Like I said already, they're both very, very powerful in this game. So starting us off with the attachments here, in the barrel slot we have the 23-inch Romanian barrel, which gives us that damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. I feel like this is the best option in the barrel slot, and it makes us as accurate as we can be. Like I said, this also boosts our damage range, which is really important for the ammo conversion, which I'll talk about in a little bit. We do of course lose a little bit of aim down sight and movement speed, but we can make up for that what we lose here with other attachments. Like, other attachments have got those 2 stats covered, so we don't really have to worry about losing too much of it because it should be fine. Extending our range out a little bit further is really powerful, but we also get a lot of recoil control from the Romanian barrel, which, you see this little handle here? This does a big, big job here with our recoil. It's pretty powerful. We could of course also run the 23-inch RPK barrel. This does do a similar function with the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil. Basically what you're comparing these to is mobility versus sort of control. Mobility and the control versus range. So if you want the RPK barrel, you're going to be more mobile, whereas if you pick the Romanian, you'll be a little bit more accurate and a little bit more effective at range. So yeah, of course, we've gone with the 23-inch Romanian barrel. I'm a big fan of this one, and it's definitely one of the best attachments for the AK. Our next attachment slot is the laser slot, and with this, we've got the tac laser, of course, the aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. This is just such a powerful attachment with most SMGs and ARs in this game. It's always hard to go past this for most of my classes. It just fits well on pretty much anything. This combination of attachments that we've got here makes our aim down sight speed really, really snappy, which when you consider that we've got the biggest, slowest barrel, is a really, really good thing. Like, it just feels like you get those sights up super quickly, and even though you've got the big barrel, it doesn't affect it too much. We don't have to worry about that. Like, you can get those sights up ridiculously quickly. It's hard to go past this. I just love the attachment. If you are worried about the visible laser getting you killed, you just got to practice better crosshair placement. You try aiming it at the wall or doorway you think the enemy's going to come through. Like, most of the time you can predict where enemies are going to come from. They're going to come from that door that you're looking at. So you sort of aim at the wall there, and then you just come across and hit the flick, basically. You get all the bonuses of the tac laser with none of the downsides. It is really, really powerful. I feel like the tac laser is one of the most underrated attachments in this game, and I don't really see it too often. And it needs to just be used by way more people. So of course, in the laser slot, we do have the tac laser. I don't think like we need an optic at all with the AK. The iron sights are typically quite good on most AK47s. You can kind of see it sort of there. They're pretty standard. They look quite nice. Don't worry about an optic too much here. In the stock slot, we do have the no stock option for that movement speed and aim down sight speed. This is, again, a really, really powerful option in this game. This really does allow you to be aggressive and get up in people's faces. You sprint around, you do some serious work with this thing. I take the no stock option on pretty much every gun that I can, unless it's like super bad with the recoil. You just get so much benefit from the bonuses here. This is another one of those attachments that combine to make our aim down sight speed just super snappy. You can also see in the background that we're getting our sights up super quickly and just sending those bullets down range. We don't even have to worry about our aim down sight. It's just up straight away. This is one of the best attachments in the game for sure. It's definitely up there with the stippled grip tape and like a monolithic suppressor for me. Just used on so many of the best weapons. Well, not just necessarily the no stock, but these particular stats, they're just really powerful. It's just such a powerful combination that we've got here. So in the stock slot, we have, of course, got the no stock option. I just want to take a second to talk about this spot on Crash. This two-story building here, you really don't have to work very hard to hold this with this class setup. The spawns on Domination Crash are literally broken. Like, you'll have the A flag, you'll have the A flag capped, and they'll still be in this bit spawning next to the jump wall. It's just busted. Like, it shouldn't spawn in the jump wall bit if you have A. Like, it just shouldn't be that way. They'll continue to spawn there even if you've got complete control of this area. You've got complete control of the two-story, and they'll still spawn about 5 meters away from you behind a wall. It's just ridiculous. You just chuck 2 betties down, you chuck a betty on the ground there, and you chuck one on the jump wall, and then you just rack up the kills. It's just so great. They're so hard to see on this map. So back to the class here. So moving down to the rear grip slot attachment, we've got the stippled grip tape. Of course, you knew this was coming. You gotta have this. Aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed are some of the best stats you can have on pretty much every single gun in this game. I can't imagine a gun that doesn't run this, apart from the ones that don't actually have this specific attachment. They've got similar stats, but not the stippled grip tape. You can just run around with this AK setup, just being really aggressive. You want to get those sights up as quickly as possible, plus sprint to fire speed can actually save your life. It's happened to me so often where just that little bit of extra sprint to fire speed gets those sights up and you actually get the kill. It just feels really strong to be sprinting around and getting those sights up super quickly. Another tip in my class setups, if you do pick the heaviest, largest barrel like we've done with the Romanian barrel, you'll always want to throw on the stippled grip tape, or at least whatever has those stats. Really balances out the handling that you do lose from those massive barrels, and it is a really powerful combination. So of course, in the rear grip slot, we do have the stippled grip tape. And lastly, the point of this class, the focus point of this class with the recent buffs. Lastly, in the ammo slot, we do have the 545 by 39mm 30 round magazines. This is where we get the massive boost to our fire rate and aiming recoil control. Of course, we do lose a bit of damage and range along the way, but with the recent buffs we've seen, we've got an increase to the damage we get from this, so the -2 damage is actually lessened than it appears on this gun. So you don't end up with actually like losing that amount of damage. Like, you still lose a fair bit, but it doesn't seem as significant at those close and medium ranges. You still send a lot of bullets down range that you don't have to worry about. You just get those kills, man. You just rack up those kills. You can see here, you just point it at someone close up and they just die. It's really powerful. The AK shoots so fast, it is pretty wild. Like I said, we don't even really notice the range drop with how many bullets this thing sends down range. Like, I'd love to know the actual numbers on this. From what I've seen, it is very powerful though. One of the best attachments for the AK now. From memory, it's about a 3 to 4 to 5 shot kill, which is really great for a weapon that fires as quickly as this one does. So of course, the main attachment of the AK47 now is the 545 by 39mm 30 round magazines. So this is our full class setup here. All of these attachments make for a very powerful AK47 class setup. So overall, this is a really strong weapon in this game now, especially with these 545 by 39mm rounds. I love the weapon balancing in this game, like I said already, man. Just like every couple of weeks or so, we've got something new to play with, something new to sort of wreck shop with. It's just, I love it. It's so great. If you're looking for a weapon that's not at the very top of the meta, but is still very powerful, look no further than this AK47 class. It's really fun to use. If you did enjoy this one or it did help you out at all, make sure you do leave a like and do subscribe if you are new around here. We're getting closer to 500 subscribers, which is just absolutely crazy to me, and it would absolutely help me out by letting me know that you're enjoying the content. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye!